I'm breathing underwater, I'm weightless through space. I'm soaring like an eagle all over this place. Creatures most will never see are waiting there to look at me, and all I gotta do is breathe underwater. Question: what's one of the most effective ways to tell your show's audience that you're out of ideas?
Radiation impulse. It's hitting us from right here in the Irish Sea.
Sounds like trouble with X-17.
Chief.
Sir?
Activate diving unit number 4 for an immediate inspection tour.
Aye, aye, sir.
They all repeat Irish Sea several times so we know they're in the Irish Sea. When I saw this, I assumed it was the St. Patrick's Day episode. It aired in January, so there goes that idea.
Here's our position in the Irish Sea. And here, and here is what we come to inspect. The X-17, the most powerful nuclear counter-weapon ever devised.
A nuclear counter-weapon. So if it catches you counting, kaboom. I keep telling people numbers are evil. They've planted some of these in the Irish Sea, with permission from Ireland, I assume.
How powerful, sir?
There's 17 satellite weapons as well as the main installation.
We didn't get here any too soon. That leak must be coming from one of the satellite weapons.
There's no doubt about it. The idea of the Irish Sea exploding in our faces is not exactly appealing.
Yeah, because it's all about your faces and not the Irish people. You guys can hightail it out of there. They can't.
Swenson, Kruger, Lopez, Yamato.
Chief, what's he eating?
Did you hear those names, Kowalski?
Yeah, I heard him. So what?
So what? Swenson, Kruger, Lopez, Yamato. What kind of guys are those to be sending out off the coast of Ireland?
Trained nuclear divers, that's what kind.
What kind of training do they have in the handling of the little people?
Never mind that. Why does the chief suddenly have an Irish accent?
Ski, the leprechauns. The leprechauns.
Wait, now, Chief, now, come off.
I wouldn't expect a knothead called Kowalski to know what I'm talking about. But these waters belong to the little people, and they're not going to take too kindly to all this messing about in them.
I wouldn't blame them, but it seems to me the big people should be just as concerned. I know I would be if somebody stuck the world's biggest bomb right under my hiney. In previous seasons, they used full-face masks and communicators so they could talk. I guess those are in the shop. It's not supposed to do that, so why did it? Hello, Walter Burke. We've seen him a couple of times before in fairly minor roles, a henchman on Batman, for example. He was primarily known for his height, or more precisely, his lack thereof. At 5'5" and with that smile, he looked like a leprechaun, and this isn't the only time he played one. He became well known in the 50s and early 60s doing the Western show circuit and was almost always in demand as a character actor. He gets to play a dual role today, you'll see what I mean. Of course, that sets the Seaview to rocking like a hippie pad on a Saturday night.
Unit 4. This is the Admiral. Report. Unit 4, what's your situation? Report. Activate nose and sail camera. See if we can find those divers.
Our little nemesis is watching everything, though he's keeping himself hidden from the crew.
Well, now that'll keep you all busy for a while. And I'll be seeing about collecting me fortune in gold.
Nothing. There's no sign of them.
And the satellite weapon's destroyed.
But we're still here. If that weapon had really blown, we wouldn't be.
No, not the weapon. The ignition system.
We heard the Leprechaun mention gold. He says there's a practically limitless store of Leprechaun gold buried right under the main silo. He intends to get it. If the dimwit had stuck it at the end of the rainbow where he's supposed to, he wouldn't have this problem. So it's his own fault.
Prepare the flying sub for an immediate launch.
Yes, sir.
Lee. You better get out there. As you know, the flying sub is equipped with remote control devices to handle the main installation in case anything goes wrong.
Right.
Got a little work ahead of you.
Patterson will go with him. Everything checks out. They can control all of the stuff at the main installation without leaving the flying sub. Our little friend will leave them alone for now. He has other things to do.
In there it is. All I need to know about destroying those weapons out there and getting the gold. Well, 'tis a pretty puny effort if it's meant to be stopping the likes of me.
The secret plans to the installation are in the Admiral's safe.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
It's not hard to see that pipe is the source of his power. He compares the old and new maps and confirms that his gold is right under the main part of this stuff.
And before the moon sets tonight, will all be mine. And death to any dirty spalled pain that tries to stand in my way.
Here's something to ponder. What does a leprechaun do with all that gold? Where can he go buy stuff with it, and what does he need to buy? In the original Ian Fleming story called Octopussy, James Bond was sent to kill a guy who had stolen 2 bars of Nazi gold during the war. After the war, he settled with the gold on a Caribbean island. He didn't live lavishly, but he did live comfortably. Every so often, he would cut a couple of slivers off the gold bars, take them somewhere and sell them, and be set until the next time he needed supplies. That's what you do with gold. I have a feeling our red cap here doesn't intend to be that frugal, but again, where does he spend it and what does he buy? At least he tidies up after himself.
FS1 to Seaview. FS1 to Seaview. Come in, please.
We read you, Lee. Go ahead.
We've sighted the main installation, Admiral. There's no indication of any malfunction. But our radiation count is rising pretty rapidly. We're at 25 milliroentgen over the norm.
Well, that checks with our reading here. Now, listen carefully. There's a furniture control inside the complex that governs the radioactivity. You've got to bring it back to normal.
Check the furniture control.
Aye, sir.
Seems pretty straightforward as long as those remote controls can do the job.
How delicate is the interior control system?
It's very delicate. Any sudden change in radioactivity, either up or down, can set off the entire complex.
All right, sir, we'll close it down. Gently. Over and out.
If it's that touchy, that sounds like a design flaw to me. Especially on a nuclear weapon. If someone gets in there to work on it and sneezes, half the world blows up. I've heard of more efficient systems.
Easy, easy.
Aye, sir.
Keep it up. We're getting there. Hold it.
I'd say well done, sir.
Well, at least we control the radiation count.
No, we don't get to see what they did or how they did it, how these remote controls work, or even what they look like.
Now if we... Look.
What exactly is happening? Again, we won't find out. All kinds of stuff like this happens throughout the episode, and none of it is ever explained.
There, you see? I did it, I did it. 'Tis gold that's buried out there. Gold. My gold.
I don't see any gold. I see bubbles.
You hear me? Report, over.
We read you, Admiral. Looks like the nuclear pressure blew the cap open. If it keeps running wild like this, the whole complex will blow within the hour.
Can you close the cap?
As far as I can tell, it's still held together by the interlocking hinges. It's wide open, but our telemetry controls might close it.
As I said, they need to do a thing that's meaningless to us. If they don't do it, we get a nuclear blast. Our Leprechaun wants the nuclear blast. He figures it'll rip all that lovely gold up and scatter it all over the surface where he can gather it at his leisure. I wish I was making that up.
All right, now try the closure switch.
Yes, sir. What caused that, sir?
Yeah, I don't know. The telemetry impulses must have hit a force field and bounced back at us.
Sorry, this relationship doesn't get closure. A force field. They can't figure out how it got there, but they know what to do. Shoot a dummy torpedo and have it punch through. Or not. Before they do that again, maybe the...
What happened, sir? I don't know. Maybe the torpedo disintegrated, broke up in the force field. Lee? Lee, are you okay?
As I started to say, before they do that again, maybe the flying sub should move further away. Now it's dead on the bottom, which is starting to make me wonder if that is its natural state. The Seaview is shaken up yet again, and in the missile room, Sharky and the other guy both took a hard knock on the head.
Better report to the Admiral. Maybe here. Oh.
'Tis in great trouble you are, me lad. Would you care to be having a nice glass of milk? It's good and nourishing. The cow is one of my more reliable neighbours.
Who are you?
My name is Patrick Moore O'Shaughnessy, leprechaun and shoemaker. All leprechauns are shoemakers.
Now he's convinced he got hit harder than he thought. And by the way, wasn't he wearing red when we saw him in the flying sub?
Oh, I know. Leprechauns do not exist. Except, of course, that we do. You would not be seeing me at all, except that Brother Mickey is aboard with his evening doll.
What are you talking about?
My brother Mickey. Oh, the
power that's in him. What with his evil pipe and his devilish greed for gold.
Oh, man. What a knock in the head I got.
Right now, he feels like he picked up a detective novel and started reading in the middle. Patrick needs to back up several steps and start at the beginning. He won't, but he needs to.
But don't be getting the wrong idea. Leprechauns are good. Yes, we sing and play with the little children, and we make the rain to come to sweeten the crops. That is, all except my brother Mickey. He's the bad seed that turns up once every 1,000 years. And now he's after the gold.
Gold?
Aye, spouting and spewing out in the sea, and he'll be taking it all.
Sharky's head is still ringing. Patrick will show him what he means.
I know what you're wondering, but never mind how I did it. Just watch.
Good advice. Captain Crane or Admiral Nelson would never follow it, but Chief Sharky will.
According to this, it would take a nuclear blast to destroy that force field. If we do that, we destroy the flying sub as well. This calls for some other answer.
It calls for nothing at all. Not even a wasted thought.
What? What'd you say, sir? I didn't say anything. He did. Who?
Chip can't see him. He's only revealing himself to the Admiral. Mickey waves his pipe and everybody but Nelson freezes.
I don't know who you are, how you got here, or how you managed this. But I want an answer, fast.
It's enough that I'm somebody who says you'll never be closing that shaft. I won't permit it.
He says when it blows, it'll spew more gold than you ever saw, and it'll all be mine.
And I'll be king of all the leprechauns in Ireland.
And then what? What part of the current system don't you like? For that matter, what is the current system? How does leprechaun society work? In the folklore, it doesn't. They're solitary creatures. They don't hang out together.
Mastodons?
Aye, sir.
Send a security detail to the control room.
Aye, sir.
There's a somebody here who...
That's no good. He can't even say, never mind.
So, you'd be closing the shaft, would you? And stopping me from getting to me gold? Well, you'll be stopping nothing. Now, or ever again.
My question is the usual one. Where are they? Besides, I thought only aliens could travel by Irwin Allen explosion. When did leprechauns learn how? And why didn't we also learn how?
I gotta be flipping my lid. Who was that we just saw in there?
It's my brother Mickey, sure, I already told you that. Oh, the evil power that's his and the powerful evil of it.
Look, you leprechaun or wherever you are, I want to know what's going on here, and I want to know right now!
Oh, no, you shouldn't do that, not to be weird. You should never pull a leprechaun's beard.
It makes him disappear like that. Sharky heads for sickbay while Patrick decides to go try and help Captain Crane in the flying sub.
No, you'd not want to be waiting here for the doctor. It would be a long, long time.
No, you can't be real. I just refuse to believe it.
Oh, do you now? Well, maybe when I send you to join the good doctor. No, you don't, Michael Moore O'Shaughnessy. Oh, Brother Patrick Moore O'Shaughnessy. Indeed it is. And I saw what you're up to before I left the submarine. And is it you measly mite that'll be stopping me? Indeed it is.
He'll get to the flying sub eventually. When he stands in front of the chief, Mickey can't make him disappear. He's eliminated everybody else, but Patrick won't let him pick on Sharky. And by the way, I can tell you from experience that doing split screen is fun.
You can both stay here. Forever.
What's forever?
Oh, the evil that's in him. He's put up a leprechaun shield.
Doing the man in a glass box mime stuff is fun too, but I'm really bad at it, so I'll leave it to them.
How do I get out?
Oh, mortals can never get out, me boy.
You mean I'm trapped here forever?
Well, you would have been if my brother Mickey had remembered to separate us. But maybe my cobbler's hammer will break the spell.
He said all leprechauns are shoemakers, but that's a fairly late development, like it popped up sometime in the 19th century. In the oldest folklore, they can sometimes be seen mending their own shoes, but that's about it. They get their kicks doing harmless pranks and practical jokes. Mickey forgot to read that part of the manual. His hammer finds a weak spot, and a couple of solid hits bring down the barrier. Sharky still thinks all this came from the bump on his head, but for now, he'll just go with it.
There's no telling from here how soon that thing will blow. There must be some other way we can bypass the damaged area and get this craft moving.
Patrick can see where the real trouble is, so with all the magic he can muster, he fixes it.
Not pulling loose, sir.
I'll give her auxiliary power. All right, Pat. Keep your fingers crossed.
He didn't mean you when he said Pat, but okay.
It's working. We're pulling free.
Good lads, good lads. Everything should be all right now. Or should it? I'd best be seeing what my brother Mickey is about.
Good enough, they're off the bottom.
So you want to see what I'm about, do you, Patrick? Well, it is very simple indeed. I'm going to see that my gold is brought to the surface when that thing explodes out there.
Get ready to activate the remote control system. I'll try to break through the force field. You've got to close that defense system.
So, close it, would you? And deprive me of me rightful gains in gold, would you? Oh, no. Not today, me buckles.
And they're back on the bottom. The Seaview is sitting stationary, and Chief Sharky doesn't know how to operate it by himself. But Patrick pops in and says, "I'm here to help you."
All right, now look. Maybe you're a leprechaun or maybe you're not. But whatever you are, if you want to help, locate the Admiral.
Now, that's just what I was intended to do all along. Whilst I don't have the magic powers in my brother Mickey, that evil one, I do have the answer to his little disappearing trick.
Now hold it. What's that?
Some carefully prepared shamrock dust with just a wee pinch of four-leaf clover to suit the taste. Well, at least I think that's what it is.
Whatever it is, put a pinch of it on the floor, wait a few seconds, and...
What do you know? It worked! It worked!
Instant Admiral. I don't know about you, but I find it a little unsettling when a guy who's ostensibly the expert is surprised when his stuff does what it's supposed to.
There's got to be some way to shut down that nuclear device. But with the force field out there and flying sub apparently helpless. Wait a minute. The construction caves.
Sir?
There's a series of construction caves beyond the complex. They were used to build it and then they were abandoned.
Yes, sir, but I still don't see,
If we send a couple of divers in there to set an explosive charge against the wall, they might be able to blast an opening through the complex.
Admiral, there's nobody else aboard ship.
Then we'll do it ourselves, come on.
When you need 2 divers and there's exactly 2 guys on board, guess who's elected? But Patrick has just enough of his powder left to give them some help.
going on? I mean, I guess we were ordered here, but... Oh, man, I don't remember a thing.
Neither do I. The last I remember, I was in the control room.
I'd be inclined to check and make sure he gave you full air tanks. Since they're already geared up and they have the specific explosive charge Nelson was thinking about, let's send them on their way. Time's a-wasting.
What's this now? What foul banshee is working against me in the waters outside the Cave of Gold? Entering there, are they? That says to them they're moving into the area where the gold is buried.
A second stronger one still doesn't deter them.
Mr. Morton, my fall started the detonating timer.
Can you shut it off, sir?
No, it takes a fuse extractor. Sir, the timer was set to detonate an hour after the fuse was activated.
Gives us an hour to get back to the Seaview. We still have plenty of time. Let's get this thing put together.
Now they have an even better reason to keep going and plant that thing at the right spot.
Will they never stop now? With a beard of king on, they're the stubbornest mortals that ever did be. Aye. Without a doubt, they are mortals. Which means that they can all die.
We've seen our third guy a couple of times. He even got some lines, so he got paid more. But let's not break the bank with him. If I ever do a role like that, don't use my name. List me in the credits as expendable extra.
Morton calling Seaview. Morton calling Seaview.
Come in, please, Admiral.
We read you, Chip. Go ahead.
We're trapped.
Jensen's dead. What about you and Kowalski?
We're not dead. Over. While Chip and Kowalski try to keep moving to the spot where they need to plant the charges, Admiral Nelson has an idea. Ram the Seaview head on into the force field and see if they can break through it. I'm having flashbacks to the original Star Trek and the Doomsday Machine. Remember how that one crazy captain decided to ram his ship right down its throat and basically sacrificed himself to make the thing burp? I hope this isn't a similar situation.
400. 300. 200. 100. Impact.
Well, they haven't been eaten yet.
The blackguards. Still trying to work their dirty tricks on me, are they? Will I show them what it is to be crossing himself?
We're not moving, sir. I thought we were going to try to break through that force field.
We were. But look at the telemetry controls. They're all green.
Yeah, the force field is gone. That means they can still shut this thing down. They fire up the remote controls and start moving closer.
So you're the evil ones that's trying to thwart the schemes of Mickey Moore O'Shaughnessy. Well, now, you see what it's got you. And looky here if you're able. 60 seconds. That's all that's left now. 60 seconds before the whole complex goes, and all the lovely, lovely gold in the sea that's buried beneath it becomes mine. Yeah, but you two will be well dead by then. I'm seeing to that right now.
Oh, no, he won't. Patrick pops in. It's time for the brothers to have a showdown.
Pop it, lock it, polka dotted, country fighting hip hop.
Not a hoedown, a showdown.
No, you won't. I'll not be letting you. magic to magic, is it, Patrick? Well, then, so be it. But yours is weakening even now. Is your arm not starting to shake? Your finger not starting to tremble? Why, you'll not last till the complex out there explodes. And then they'll all be dead. 20 seconds to go. Only seconds, Patrick. And then all the gold that's buried in the Irish Sea will be mine.
It's a race between those diminishing seconds and the flying sub's remote controls.
Activate those controls. What's wrong?
I'm trying, sir. There's no response.
Then throw full auxiliary power into it.
I won't take it, Skipper. The controls are too delicate.
I think it took it. Whatever that was, it corrected the problem. The danger is over. Well, one danger is over. There's still the red one.
I told you you'd wake it first, Patrick. My pipe. You can't do that to me. Give me back my pipe.
I'll never understand why Patrick didn't do that. It was obvious from the start where his power came from, and he's not that tough. Admiral Nelson proved that.
Are you all right, Chief?
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll ever be all right again. Not while he's still around.
Let you not be worrying about me, me lad. Not about Patrick Moore O'Shaughnessy.
I'm not worrying about you, Patrick. It's the state of my own mind that bothers me.
I know I'd not worry about that either. With my brother Mickey gone to rest his evil soul for another 1,000 years, I'd be going back to my shoemaking.
Now I'm wondering who buys the shoes, and do they all look like his?
No, wait, don't leave us now, will you? I mean, where's the rest of our men?
Now, who's to say that they've not been here all the while? Perhaps you're thinking you've been living a nightmare, but a nightmare's only a dream. A dream is just a fancy, and a fancy's no more than an illusion. And illusions, that's a leprechaun stock in trade.
I'm also thinking he's getting paid by the word. He disappears and the crew reappears. The divers are in the escape hatch and all is well. I think we all want to see this report to Washington.
Agreed. Now, nothing ever happened, Chief. No. But I'd hate to think of what would happen if we ever tried to tell this story to anyone.
Never mind. I think it's supposed to be a rabbit's foot, but it could just as easily be all that's left of Mickey. I am at a loss for words. Walter Burke gave us 2 excellent performances, and whoever made him do them should have to go sit in a corner. Again, if we were doing a silly St. Patrick's Day episode, I could see it. But we just randomly pulled leprechauns out of our imaginations. Looking ahead at the next few episodes, I have to conclude that we really are out of ideas, so we're just grabbing any alcohol-fueled nightmare we have and making an episode out of it. Next time, for example, we have a lobster man from outer space, which sounds like an early 50s B movie. It's a disappointing way to start winding the series down. It's the sort of thing that makes you want to bonk yourself on the head with a shillelagh. All I gotta do is breathe underwater. Breathe underwater. Breathe underwater.